Well, good evening and happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of the Baseball Card Junkies podcast. You got your host, me, and you got the better half, Mike from Ripping for Rookies.
How we doing, everyone?
All right. So you had an eventful weekend of doing normal everyday stuff. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Just work. That's it. That's what I do.
Yeah. That's did some yard work. It kicked my ass. I ain't even gonna lie, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Quick roll call. We got Jeff who popped the cherry in the chat, and we got Orlando. Glad
What's
you
up,
gentlemen
Jeff?
could come hang
What's up,
out.
Orlando?
What's up, Tom? You click live and they will come.
Mm-hmm. You build it and they will come.
It. All right, so before we even get started, I did want to give everybody a quick glance at opening day starters for their pitchers. So you could take a quick gander at who's pitching for your team and who they're playing against.
A lot of Cy Young potential out there.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yep. Throwing out the best.
But we did identify maybe one or two that are mediocre at best.
Yeah, I don't even know who Shane Smith is starting for the White Sox. But then again, I don't know many players on the White Sox anymore.
Well, Tom is in there. Maybe he could tell us.
Yeah, Tom would know.
Tom, who's Shane Smith? He's probably scratching his head. I don't know who the hell that is.
Where do we get this guy?
Oh, man. All right, so...
check Baseball Reference real quick and find out who this guy is.
Yeah. So first thing up, quick review on Topps Heritage. Have you seen any of this product open, Mike?
I've seen a lot of this product open. And
it really didn't give me any wow factor at all.
No?
Nah.
See, I like the design because that's when I was, really getting into baseball cards. That was like the year that really sticks in my mind. All-star pitcher, they got to pick somebody from every team, right?
Yep.
Let's see. What was his stats last year? He was 7-8 with a 2.3 WAR, 29 games started, 146 innings pitched, 145 strikeouts, and a WHIP of 1.196. So not too bad. Not too bad. Wouldn't be a starter on the first guy on most teams. He'd be like a solid, I'd say maybe a 3 or 4 guy, possibly a 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if that's what you got, that's what you got.
This is true. What's up, Beast? So yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff where Stryker was ripping it as always.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the vintage look, which I can appreciate, that's pretty much all that was it. I mean, I didn't really see any big hits getting pulled out of this stuff.
Well, I've watched a lot of the hobby boxes being open, and it looks like 1 in every 4 hobby boxes again is going to get an autograph. But
yeah,
retail actually is not that bad with this product. I've seen autographs come out of blasters. I've seen autographs come out of mega boxes at a good clip. Probably better than hobby boxes coming out of there at $50 a pop, and you get almost the same amount of cards as a hobby box. Maybe blasters are the way, or not blasters, megas might be the way to go.
Well, according to Beast, the megas have been better than hobby.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah. And I think Steel City has them at $159 now for hobbies. Wow. Yeah, I actually got in, and I'm surprised there was a drop on Fanatics last Wednesday, 109 for the hobby boxes. I was shocked to find out that I actually got 2 of them.
Nice.
So I was very happy with that. So I'm going to pair those 2 with 2 mega boxes and do a break.
What's up, Ray K?
What's up, Ray?
Okay, so if you haven't taken a gander of all the base parallels and the chrome parallels, you got pretty much everything under the sun that you could think of. Every sparkle that you can possibly think of. Then you got I guess you want to call them the inserts, your
league leaders.
league leaders.
Yep.
So I mean, it's
And
a pretty hefty checklist too.
Here's the thing with the short prints. It's not like it was last year where there was like 400 base and then you get your 100 short prints after that. They're kind of mixed in.
Okay.
They really need to Beckett really needs to like break it down, which they probably will.
Right.
Which cards are your short prints? Because some of the short prints are actually like the league leader cards, believe it or not.
Okay.
And I've seen some packs where the short print is flipped over. There's also the very small number on the side of it that'll show you if it's a short print by the number. But that's for people with really good eyesight or a nice magnifying glass that somebody purchased for them. But the variations, it's right next to the number, and it's pretty plain.
Okay, so John is saying that if you look at the checklist, they put a asterisk next to the SP.
Yeah, if you can see the asterisk, that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I can appreciate the vintage look. It just wasn't for me this year. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think from what I've been seeing from the megas may be your best option out there. You get almost the same amount of packs. I think you get 4 less packs for, well, if you were to buy it on Steel City for like a third of the price. You know, still at
all right. So moving on to some higher end stuff though, for people that got bigger pockets, Mike.
Yeah.
Top Transcendent, April 1st.
April Fool's Day, only a fool would buy.
I mean,
that 101 that does not exist.
Great product. Okay. Very one of one, top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best to do a break with, I can tell you that.
No.
There's nothing affordable about doing a break with this. But if you are fortunate enough to cherry pick this product on eBay, you'll make out like a bandit.
Yeah.
And it's a good, I mean,
that's cool. I like that card.
They do awesome work with this caliber of product that they're releasing. I'm just curious what's the price point going to be, because last year's it was $20K. I'm predicting it's going to be an upscale of about 5,000 extra.
Yeah, probably.
They leave all the big I don't know where they get the W from when it comes to Aaron Judge, but that's another argument for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good set. If you're able to cherry pick it, by all means, do you.
Yeah, got a couple new people in. We got Maddie, we got Chuck. How you doing?
What's up, Maddie? Chuck, how y'all gentlemen doing? April 3rd. Glad Chuck just came in because
I like
2026 Panini Stars and Stripes Prism USA Baseball. I like the color blasts.
That's cool.
Then you got not too busy, not too plain. It's like right there.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same every year. They don't try to get too fancy with it. I mean, the designs have gotten better over the years. I remember the first one I opened up, every card was silver. And
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, they look nice. And this is something that you purchase. You open up like a hobby box or one of the mega boxes and just hold on to it, because you never know. Most of your autographs that you're going to get in here are from the International League and also from high school players. But I've pulled some auto relics out of there that, when I went to comp them on eBay, they're like $50-$60. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So they're just in my one box, which is all of my minor league players. You just never go through them every year and say, oh, wow, this guy made it, or I've heard of this guy,
Yeah. But the breakdown for Prism Baseball, you got 12 cards per pack out of a hobby, and I don't know what five cards out of a H2 is. Don't know what that is. But you get 12 packs in a hobby. Set size is 200 cards.
Oh, they upped it. I think Chuck, I remember when I first started buying this, I think the set size was only 100. So I think that they've doubled the set size on this.
So what to expect in a hobby? You're going to expect a total of 6 autos or mems, 18 prisms, and 12 inserts or insert parallels.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out of it. There's no doubt. Yeah, Chuck said it was 100. What's up, Larkin?
What's going on, Larkin?
Yeah, I don't know when they bumped it up to 200. It might have been maybe last year. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, either way, it bumped up.
Yep. It might be adding more international players in there.
Yeah. Speaking of bumping up, somebody that's already established themselves in the major leagues took a pretty nice jump, if you will. Okay. So a new record sale for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So his 24 Bowman Chrome image variation superfractor initially went for 5.8K in March of last year, and it's over 460K a year later.
Wow.
Now the question is this his peak, or do we still see an uprise? Are we still trying to establish a ceiling?
Only jumped 1,000%, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I don't. It's kind of like a hold right there. Hold that card and see what happens. I mean, he had one season and a very good playoffs and World Series.
I mean, he was the World Series MVP, for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, let's see if it carries over. You know,
right?
Baseball's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
It definitely, yeah. This is true. I will give you that. So we're talking about holding and seeing how he pans out. So now the hobby is a gambling per this gentleman by the name of Royal Cards. Opening packs is gambling. I knew it when I was 8 ripping packs from the grocery store. We even called it the Century Casino, name of the grocery store. Blind boxes, repacks, vending machine packs, wax, whatever you want to call it. It's all gambling. Do we agree?
To a point, yes. But when you're gambling, you know, if you put $100 down on, you know, you're playing roulette, you put $100 down on red and it comes out black, you lose everything. You put $100 down on baseball cards, at least you're going to get some cards, right?
Okay. Yep.
You're paying for something. When I was younger, I never looked at it as gambling. It was just collecting and getting the players that you want. Ever since it's come to the point where flipping became involved and breaking became involved, now it seems like a little bit more like gambling. And the price points are another thing. I mean, if you're going to, you know, I'll go out and spend $25 on a blaster box, no big deal, or something like that. But when you're spending $250 on a jumbo box or something like that, now you're kind of gambling with it, you know.
I appreciate your comment there, Magnus.
Yeah, from a profit perspective. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I could remember when I was collecting, and back then I was collecting a variety of stuff, Garbage Pail Kids, Marvel cards, you name it. I was just too busy trying to make sure finish up the set.
Exactly. Completing sets.
You know? Yeah. And back then, you know, collecting was a way more affordable than what it is now. So it was a little bit easier. So, but here's a question for the chat, and Mike, you could probably tune in also. If you had it your way, and that I'm gonna hit you with a follow-on after this, would you prefer either a sticker auto, an on-card auto, or an IP auto, and why?
What's an IP auto? Oh, in person. If I'm opening a product, I would prefer it to be on card.
Okay.
Although an in-person autograph would be a lot more sentimental to me because I actually met the person. Right. And I think I would cherish that card a little bit more than any card that I pulled from a pack. I mean, I could pull the same player that I got an in-person autograph for. And, you know, and then, you know, if you look on eBay look at the comps of something that you pulled from a box and say it's like an $8 card. Well,
Right.
my card that I had the in person is priceless. You know, it's
I agree.
not going away. I think, yeah, but you know, it depends on the product. If you're opening a lower end product, you're going to expect stickers on the cards. I do like Archives and Heritage because they're actually on card autographs compared to some of the flagship product that's out there. But if you're looking at higher end, you know, if you're looking at, you know, spending anywhere above $500 or more on a box or a pack that's in a box of cards, you know, they should be on card auto.
So from my standpoint, I can tell you which type of auto I would not choose, and that would be the sticker auto.
Okay.
That's for one. Now, from a collector standpoint, I too would actually go with the in-person auto because, like you said, you have that moment of connection with whatever player you got the autograph from.
Yeah,
and it'd be that much more if you got it from your favorite player.
Yep.
You know? Now, from a flipping perspective, unfortunately, IP autos do not hold as much value as an on-card auto.
No.
Okay. And that's sad because you would think, you know, you went through whatever hurdles you went through to get this player's autograph, but it's not going to command the premium that, in my mind, righteously deserves.
Yeah, and you're not getting that autograph to flip that card. You're getting that because that's your card. You know,
exactly.
He signed that for you. This is the only card that he signed for me, and it's my card. You know, he could sign it for, you know, the next 50 guys in line, but this one he signed for me. And that is more than anything.
So, I mean, I guess if you was to ask a collector, a flipper, or an investor, I think the consensus would be everybody would do away with sticker autos because, I mean, they could be manipulated in so many ways, you know, and they're really not that eye appealing.
Yeah.
But if you have your on-card autos, okay, great. You can say that said player actually had his hands on this card, but yet with an IP auto, you know, I would lose. Me personally, I would lose my mind if I was able to go see the Mariners play and get an autograph of Julio.
Absolutely, that would be your most favorite card in your collection of all time.
That would be my highlight. Exactly. So that, yeah, that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Yep. I think every collector out there looks at it that way.
Yep. So I kind of figured this was going to happen because I went to my Target not too long ago and I started seeing it happen. They're actually remodeling their store floors to incorporate a card section.
Not up just by the checkouts anymore?
Nope, not by the checkouts anymore. So what does that mean for us? That means more product is going to be printed, less hits in the products coming out. A lot of product is going to be sitting on the shelves because they're watered down. You know, so I mean, is this something that people are going to be looking forward to? Because it's not just Target. There's other retailers out there that's getting on the bandwagon, and who knows how many cases of product they're going to be getting coming into their shops.
Yeah.
Even though it's just retail, you know, who's to say Target is not set for like 20 cases of blaster boxes or 50 cases of megas. They're all going to be watered down and they're just going to sit there. Then the prices is going to probably come down a couple of bucks because you don't see prices half off. They'll figure out a way of getting rid of them. And it just, I don't know. I really don't.
In the long run, that's going to be good for us. I mean, would you? I'm not spending $25 on a blaster box right now because we know there's nothing in there. But
Right.
if that blaster comes down to $12.99, sure, I'll pick it up. Why not?
Yeah, but are you going to get $12 in value back?
I'm not worried about the value. If I'm building sets, that might be the way that I go back to building sets again. Finding stuff on clearance, because really, how much out in the wild? I don't go out in the wild that much to
Right.
go to Walmart or Target or anything like that to see what's on the shelves, because every time I've gone, I've been disappointed. There's like nothing there. But I wonder just how much stuff is actually being marked down now. What sports are being marked down now?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not a set collector. I just try to look for the people that I collect specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if it's really, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard for me to justify that this is actually going to be a good thing from my perspective. Yeah, the product going to be there, but is it going to be worth the $14.99 for hangers or the $24.99 for blasters?
Yeah.
Then you run the risk, and you're going to have these scalpers. They're going to try to buy up everything in bulk, or you'll catch that one guy slipping the scale and just measuring everything out.
Well, you know what? If the flippers think that they're going to actually make money like they did in 2020 off of the product that's out there in retail now, it's not going to happen. People are smart enough. I still don't understand why. We were talking about that kids box or something from Dick's,
the collector's kit.
Yeah, and I saw somebody open it up. It's not a bad product, for $40. Right. But when you get somebody that goes to Dick's and buys it and then sells it on eBay for $80, that's when I have an issue with that.
Okay, so the Target near John, they just remodeled and the card section got bigger, but it's still by the registers.
Still by the registers, yeah.
Okay. Well, here's another article for it. So as of right now, it looks like they're just test piloting it. They're planning to open 30 new stores and remodel 130 stores and expand its Fan Central that includes trading cards and other collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
So what that tells me is it's going to be probably TCG heavy.
Yeah.
So if y'all have any time, take a trip over to your local Target, see what they're offering.
I might have some time on Wednesday to see what's going on.
There you go. So we had a good hobby moment. So a couple had a Allen and Ginter rip card for 6 years without opening it.
Wow.
In 2019, a couple pulled an Ichiro and Matsui rip card. They sat on it for 6 years until the female of the couple finally wanted to rip it. And inside, they found a Shohei Ohtani red ink mini auto numbered to 10.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
That's just insane.
That's crazy.
Now the question is,
I mean, if you look at the outside of a rip card, it's like, wow, do I rip this card? It had what, Ohtani and Ichiro on it?
Yeah.
Wow. It's tough to rip a card even like that, but then you find that Ohtani 10 of 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing pull.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're ready for retirement.
Okay, so Larkin says that they already remodeled his Target. It went from Super Target to might as well be Kmart now.
Yeah, those Super
Target. Man. So I'm going to classify this as another hobby moment because I think it was pretty cool. So AA Mint cards, they're an LCS that's down in the Miami area. And down there, Team Italy decided to pull up to the shop and rip packs with everybody.
Nice.
I don't know if there was any coordination made or I I would think they probably got word from a collector. I'm not going to mention Bobby Witt, maybe. I don't know. But I do know Pascantino is a collector himself, so he probably coordinated for everybody to head on down to that LCS and just rip packs. I mean, they're off, or they just got done with the game, or even before the game. Let's go rip some packs, have some fun, meet some people,
Nice.
call it a day.
That's cool.
See, stuff like that we need more of.
Absolutely. I'm surprised there's not as many MLB players promoting baseball cards as are there any?
There are.
Well, I know that there's collectors and that they talk about it, but actually being like a spokesperson for Topps or Fanatics or something like that.
Well, so for example, you have
hey Phil.
You had Matt Strom. He's got his show that he does on a monthly basis. He does the Card Life.
Right.
Okay. And then on the MLB network, they have a little segment. It's called Carded.
Okay.
Where they talk to random baseball players who got into the hobby or spreading word to their teammates in the locker rooms to get into the hobby also. Because apparently, if it weren't for Matt Strom, Harper's a collector now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's word's getting around, but I see what you're saying. There should be, like partnerships with Fanatics or Topps or something like that. Kind of like what Panini did, exclusive contracts between players and the company. But I don't know. It's just I'm happy with the fact that the word is getting out there and they're not promoting it in a negative manner.
Right.
But speaking of negative, and this happened with Tag, I can only imagine with PSA and all the other grading companies. So is this acceptable? This collector paid standard grading, which is estimated 15 business days, and it took Tag almost a month to complete. Several communications back and forth and no apology and no remedy to correct the issue. Basically, they had no customer service. So the first picture, it's a little small to see, but they received this order February 5th. The order was prepped the next day. 4 days later, it went through the image processing. March 13th, it went through verification. The 16th, it started going through the slab assembly. On the 16th, also went through QA, slab imaging, and then the order was completed March 17th.
Okay, so it's 12 days to complete the order from receiving to order complete, but not shipped out.
Well, no. It was in image processing from February 10th.
Oh, okay, that's February. I thought that was 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then it went to verification March 13th.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That means it looks like somebody probably lost the card.
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
This is the email that they sent the gentleman. So we're kindly remind our customers that turnaround times provided at order placement, as clearly mentioned on tag grading and outlined in our refund policy, are estimated and can be vary based on operational demands and order volume.
Yeah,
if I'm paying for a service, I'm expecting the service to be fulfilled.
Well, correct. And it doesn't explain why that gap of a month in there between the one part and the other part, that's right. 30 days. That seems to me like they misplaced the card. They could have just said, hey, you know what? We misplaced the card. We're going to give you a refund. We're going to send the card out to you.
Yeah.
That would have been the right thing to do. Yeah, the post office took over.
Yeah, I mean, I can see something like this being pulled at PSA.
Yeah,
maybe Beckett, but Tag is still up and coming.
Yeah, but Tag, you see, the thing with Tag is they give all the information of what steps, the process is in. When you see a gap of 30 days in there.
Well, yeah. PSA does the same thing.
Well, they send you an email?
No, they don't send you an email, but you go into your PSA account and you can look it up that way.
Okay. All right.
You know, but
do we have grading numbers this month? When's the last time we did grading numbers?
We just covered February.
We covered February's. Okay, and
yes.
tag was up a lot, right?
Yeah, I think they did more than CGC. No, I'm sorry, they did more than Beckett.
They did more than Beckett. So maybe they're feeling the crunch of all these cards coming in and not being able to hire enough people to you know. I think that's something you have to stay on top of if you're in not just in grading, but any company, you know.
Right, but I mean,
get everything through.
I could understand the heavy delay if you're doing, you know, your normal standard submissions, but like if you're sending a $1,000 card and you're paying the $300, $500 to get it graded and expect it to come back, let's just say for the sake of argument, 14 days.
Yeah.
But then it comes back at around 30. You're going to feel a certain kind of way.
Yeah, this is true.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, Alan, how you doing?
What's up, Alan?
And Lawkin says it's TCG cards. Yes, it is.
I'm almost certain he is absolutely right.
It's almost 3-1 these companies are grading TCG cards over sports cards right now.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
That's crazy.
Okay. So how do we feel about breaking? Or do you look at it as recreational? Do you look at it as a form of gambling? I mean, what are you being a breaker yourself? You're not a big name breaker. No. You're just like your household name or whatnot.
No.
How do you look at the big name breaks to compare to what you do?
They don't compare to what I do because I don't make any money on my breaks. That's the way I look at it. I'm not in it in the business perspective. I'm in it to get cards out to people that, you know, if you want to get your team set, you can buy into a break with me. I make no guarantees of, you know, I can only guarantee what it says on the outside of the box. I just think that breakers now, I don't know. It seems more like a scam and everybody's trying to one up the other person. And, you know, it's getting, I think it's just getting crazy.
So do you think everybody would lose their mind and go into panic mode if breaks were deemed regulated federally?
Oh, the breakers would. Yeah, they'd lose their mind. They'd be done. Hey, Titus.
What's up, Titus?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I watch these breakers, you know, like some of them, and it seems like they're there just to open up the packs of cards. There's no energy. There's no excitement anymore. They're just like,
there's no connection.
Grab me the next pack, let me open. Grab me the next pack, let me open. And some of the breakers, you know, if I was working for a breaker company, I would say I only want to do baseball because I know nothing about basketball, football, TCG, any of that stuff. You know, but you have the same breaker doing basketball, doing baseball, doing football. He may be really good on football, but has no idea about baseball or something like that. They just throw them boxes, and their whole job is to open up the packs.
Right.
You know, and show off the cards, you know? So it's just, it seems like it's becoming, like redundant with all the breakers, you know, it's just that it's not engaging. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's not engaging. They're not engaging the chat or anything like that. They're just basically just opening up the cards and sleeving them up, and that's it. I mean, you can see a case of 8 hobby boxes or 12 hobby boxes or something like that, and they open it up in 45 minutes. Like, you know, they're just blasting through the cards, you know. So,
you know, but I would agree with your initial statement. They would, if breaking became regulated, a lot of these companies would probably venture elsewhere.
Yeah,
and it's happening. You know, you've got this congressman, he's already submitted legislation to go ahead and regulate it because it's literally getting out of control. You know, the commission should investigate the monopolization, serial acquisition pattern, the regulatory evasion, good faith representation, erosion of competition, price and policy coordination,
That's a big
barriers
thing.
to entry, and market manipulation.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's more to follow.
There probably is. Now, that was back in December. I think Joe Mansman sent me that, and I know that we were going to talk about it, but I don't think we ever really did. We might have mentioned it.
Yeah.
But here's the actual document.
This is the letter that he actually wrote up.
Yeah, it's something that they're not looking at, but they need to take a look at as far as that.
So I mean, it's like,
hey, Nala.
I do have a feeling that if it becomes regulated, a lot of people are gonna be out of a job. I'm gonna go ahead and post this link if you want to take a look at it for the chat.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
You know, but I mean, honestly, something needs to be done. I mean, not all of us get into a Fanatics break or a break on loop like that. Hell, we keep it in-house. Whenever you run breaks, you know, we'll keep it in-house. Or if somebody that is within our community is running a break, we'll get in on their break. It's in-house.
Yeah, like Nala or Casey or even
or
Christian. Hobby House starting to do some breaks now. So,
you know,
I'd rather support the guys that are in our Cardmunity than these big breakers that are jacking the prices up, you know, like 50%. They don't, you know, it's all a business to them. As long as, you know, you cast that line out and that hook with that juicy little card on there, people are going to come swimming up for it, trying to take a bite, get in on there.
Well, you never know, Larkin. You never know. But if it does get to a point where the hobby becomes regulated, I think that would be the final nail in the coffin of calling it a hobby.
Yeah.
It's going to be definitely more of an industry.
Yeah. Oh, look what Titus said. Japan has become like America and opening everything, but don't know anything about the sport.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
So it's not just here.
I think in some form of another, it will be done. Just how much and how strict it becomes. Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be.
I mean, there's definitely got to be some safeguards established. There's a lot of things need to happen. So
I think they have to go after, you know, like Fanatics first. I think that's where the regulations need to go. They need to go to the big company, you know, and then there's going to be a trickle down effect.
Yep. My are regulated by a golden doodle. You hear that beast bark during breaks. So here's another one that's actually joining in on the retail rundown. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Okay.
They're getting into retail as well.
Sure, why not?
Ain't no fun of.
I mean, if you can get cards at 7-Eleven, you can get them at
I'm gonna go get some fishing gear. I'm gonna go pick up a new Glock 19. Let me go pick up a blaster box while I'm there.
And a dozen night crawlers for fishing.
Yeah.
And if the fish aren't biting, I'll open up my hobby box on my
this is what Dick's Sporting Goods looks like.
I know. Yeah.
That is
Dick's
insane.
I have been into. They've gotten very big with cards and memorabilia. You're
probably right, Beef.
It's almost like a little LCS inside the store now.
Yeah, definitely. That I'm telling you, we're gonna get this. This is probably going down the rabbit hole of junk wax era 2.0.
Oh, we're in it. We're so far down it we can't even see. We can't even dig ourselves out. That's how far down we are. This is worse than the 90s.
Yeah. So for those that were into the WBC tournament and you didn't have an opportunity to pick up cards, they still have them. They're for the teams. The team sets, they're about $75 a pop. All right. What I'll do is I will go ahead and drop this link in the chat too, in case you're interested. And if that's something that you're looking at wanting to get to, by all means, do you, boo boo. So, what else we got? Here's the print run for the WBC. So, Team USA print run 20,322. Venezuela 1,424. DR 4,207.
Look at Japan. Look at that print run, man.
Japan, yep, that is all. Everybody's looking for Ohtani.
Yeah.
Then you got Korea just over 1,000, and then Puerto Rico sitting at around 1,300.
Huh. They didn't do anything for Italy or anything like that?
They probably did, but the print run didn't warrant being on here.
Yeah.
They were probably within reason.
Probably everyone that was printed over 1,000, more than likely.
The Dicks by me never have cards. I wonder if it's New York.
The one by me does in Willow Grove, PA. Right outside of Philly. Well, it's in a mall. It's like one of the cornerstones of the mall. So it's like the store is huge.
Okay.
Twice the size of any other pop-up Dick store.
So we just had another auction sale come to a close, and I think this is the second most expensive modern card in history. The dual logo man of Ohtani and Judge sold for $2.1 million with buyer's premium.
Wow.
It's now, just insane.
Where was that card? What was that card from? Does it say what set it was from?
It does not.
Huh. That ain't out of flagship.
Definitely ain't out of flagship. But isn't there a product that was exclusive to Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge?
There was one that was exclusive to Ohtani. I don't know if it.
Yeah, I know his 50-50 MVP thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious
because I'm seeing these cards that are already encased. Is it what was the one with the pack inside a pack with the slab? Pristine. Is it a pristine card?
No, that's not a pristine card. Was there a set? Yep, they're at 2025 Topps MVP collection.
Okay.
And you could get it for a low price of $3,500.
Wow. Well, since the Judge and Ohtani one-on-one's pulled, nobody wants it now.
No, nobody wanted, but the price is still going to stay up there.
Wow.
But I don't know. Congratulations to the winner of the auction. I mean, yeah.
Who got the lucky scratch-off ticket? Hey, Mark.
Yeah. What's up, Mark? So this is another hobby moment, I'm going to call it, because this rarely happens, I guess. So this collector found a Shohei Ohtani All Kings at his local Barnes & Noble.
Wow.
Very random, out of a hanger. That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Too bad it don't happen to the rest of us.
Now, the All Kings, that was in, what, Series 1? This year?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those cards pulled. Maybe I just stopped watching the Series 1 videos.
I'm pulling up. All right, so here's the hot one for the hobby. Whatnot, arbitration complaint filed against Whatnot.
Again.
Yep, again. So the complaint alleges the e-commerce platform acted as an unregulated online casino and is structured to harm the consumer. Additionally, the complaint alleges charges of racketeering.
Okay.
Their response: we absolutely reject the characterization in this complaint. Gambling is not allowed on Whatnot, and we strictly enforce this policy. If that was the case, you would have breaks. But anyway, Whatnot is a commerce platform built to support small businesses, connecting them with buyers who purchase products they love. Card breaks are a long-standing format in collecting at card shops, conventions, and in communities that have thrived for generations. I don't remember breaks happening in the 80s.
Or the 90s, or the early 2000s.
And while sellers who break only make up 4% of sellers on our platform, we've taken care to bring that experience online in a way that holds everyone accountable. Whatnot shows happen live and on camera. Sellers face real consequences when they break our rules. We set the standard for how these formats work online, and we're committed to maintaining it. Really. So why is it all the drama that we've seen within the last 2 to 3 years happen on Whatnot?
Yeah, it's true.
It's
true.
I mean, granted, I'm sure there are some Whatnot account holders that sell stuff other than sports cards, but anything trading card based is the bulk of Whatnot's controversy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're not going to see, Susan having issues with her clientele for selling advertising apple pies, but she's actually sending out peach cobblers. You're not going to see it. But this snowball has started to roll. And I think I mentioned it last week. Paul Lesko, he's on Twitter a lot, and he's actually an attorney. He's representing, I think, 15 clients right now. And then there's 15 more that's going to be coming down the pipe with the same allegation.
Yeah, no, always Whatnot guys flipping out too.
I
think it's Boston Card Collector that brings that up all the time. That's awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So that was it for the hobby. Let's move on to some new baseball news.
Okay. Baseball's this week.
If you didn't catch it, Venezuela stunned Team USA in the 9th to claim their first WBC title.
Good for them.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
Overall, I would give the tournament at least an A-.
Oh, it was fun. There's no doubt about it. It's always fun. It's just like, when Japan got knocked out, it was like, okay, who's going to take it? Who's going to go up against the United States? And it was Venezuela.
Because everybody was hoping and predicting it was going to be USA and Japan.
Yes.
Round 2.
Yeah, exactly. And I said it when it started, I wouldn't be surprised if some team just comes out of nowhere and takes the whole thing. I thought that team was going to be Italy. I really did.
And the funny thing is, when Japan got knocked off, when Team USA beat I forgot who they beat to make it to the final, where that controversial last call that was actually a ball.
Oh yeah.
The rumor was the umpires did it that way so that the WBC doesn't lose out on ratings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
there's all kinds of conspiracies and stuff like that, but I think in 3 years, I think they will enact the hey, that was a ball. Let's check that.
Yeah.
Bring up the box and see what's going on.
Yeah, there you go. It was Team DR.
Yeah. And the Dominican team that like we were talking pre-show, that they were a fun team to watch.
They were.
Offensively, they were a very good team to watch.
Italy did play well too, Chuck. I mean, they were the only team that brought out the espresso machine. I was all about it for that. But sadly for the Blue Jays, Jose Berrios has been diagnosed with a stress fracture in his elbow.
That's not
so
good.
He's going to be out of the loop for a little bit. Now, I don't know if everybody is aware of this, but there was I guess you could call it a bounty or whatever. The winner of the WBC actually earned a little bit of money.
Oh.
So it looks like, per the Athletics' Evan Drellich, each player on Team Venezuela will earn over $100,000 in prize money.
Okay.
So for the actual MLB players, it's basically chump change, gas money. Right. But then you have those players that are in the minors or not even recognized.
Exactly.
Life changing.
Yeah.
Definitely
going to help them out.
And that deal was worth over $100 million. Wow. So good for Team Venezuela. I mean, they got their own problems that they're dealing with. hopefully this money will help them out. So here's a fun fact, and I did this one just for you, Mike.
Uh-oh.
When the Phillies selected Gage Wood last year, it was the first time the club drafted a college pitcher in the first round since 2014.
Okay. And yeah, they don't really draft pitchers that much. That's the thing. And if they do, they seem to go more towards like high school pitchers, which I don't understand at all.
Well, they put here the last time that the Phillies took a college pitcher in the first round before 2025 was Aaron Nola, who was selected number 7 overall.
Yeah. Huh.
It's a good little fun fact.
That is a good little fun fact. Because I don't. Yeah, I think Nola's like the last. That's pretty sad. I mean, you're going back 12 years, and that's the only pitcher that you've developed. I mean, the only other pitcher off the top of my head that we developed was Cole Hamels through our system. And that's going back another 12 years from that. So yeah, Phillies and pitching, not so much. I think they really just trade for pitching and get their pitching through free agency and through trades. They do not develop pitchers at all. I mean, Sanchez, we got him, we got him for Curtis Mead. That was the trade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think Curtis Mead's now on the White Sox.
Yeah.
We traded Curtis Mead to Tampa Bay for Christopher Sanchez.
He was supposed to be solid for the Rays, but I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened to him. He kind of fell off the radar.
Well, we don't know what happened to Kyle Till, but I can tell you what happened to Jurickson Profar.
No, there we go.
So
just ended.
He got caught for a second time on a PED scandal. He contested a 162 game suspension, and as of March 19th, it's been upheld.
Yep.
So, what does that mean for him?
You get nothing.
Not that it matters. No Hall of Fame consideration.
Wasn't going to get there.
Wasn't going to get there. He will not be paid his $15 million for this season. And which means that the Braves will also be spared the $3 million of luxury taxes they have to pay. So it's kind of a
win-win for the Braves.
Yeah. Now, after his contract, he's probably not going to be picked up anywhere else.
No, nobody's going to take a shot on him. How old is he now? I mean, he came up in like 2013. He's got to be in his 30s.
He's been around for a while.
He has been around for a while.
Jurickson Profar. This young man is 33 years old.
Yeah, he's done. Retire. It's over. You had your shot. You blew it. You started.
And there goes his numbers.
Yeah, it's.
So, and has he done anything?
I mean, he's with Texas. He started with Texas, went to San Diego.
No, he went to Oakland first, then San Diego.
Okay, yeah, quick stop, and
then he went to Colorado, then back to San Diego, and then he
had two decent seasons.
And
but his batting average never really, went above, like 250.
No, he got a 295 in 23.
Yeah, 23. He was on 2 teams in 23. Yeah. So your 2-team total was 242. If you look
then last season he was 280, 254 in 2018.
Yeah, 2024 280. Last year 245, and that's when he got binged with the first. The first, yeah. So he started juicing in 2024.
You're probably right there, Chuck. I don't even think they'll pick him up.
Yeah, probably.
So
we'll go overseas. They don't care. They'll get players.
You would think they would learn after the first time they get caught, but what do we think? All right, so there's 7 breakout batters according to MLB who can make a statement at the plate this season.
Okay.
The first one, Francisco Alvarez.
Everybody's saying Alvarez this year. That's not the only one that I've seen. Yeah. Well, he kicked it into gear last year after he got sent down last year and came back. He had a very good second half. So
and he's still young. He's only 24.
Yeah, he's young. He's very young.
Okay. Next one, Bo Naylor, catcher of the Guardians.
Yeah, he needs
to pick it up.
He needs to
Naylor
start.
Was hitting 290, 324, 548.
Yep.
Okay.
I think they're looking at players that had a bad first half and then a good second half and say, okay, well, this is his year. All right, Varsho, I drafted him in my fantasy league.
Let's see if he pans out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was my 4th outfielder.
Next one, Spencer Horwitz.
He was good in Toronto.
He was.
But
in late July, he's also talking about adjustments he's made, and the numbers backed it up. His second half stance was 6 inches wider than it had been in May and more open to. Okay, so he made some minor tweaking. He dropped his strikeout rate from 23 to 14%.
That's huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Added 200 points in slugging. Wow.
Augustin Ramirez.
Yeah.
I'm starting to notice a trend. It's a lot of
catchers.
Yeah. A lot of catchers. Ramirez is one of the very few catchers to ever hit 20-plus home runs as a rookie. Okay. Who else we got? Carter Jensen, a catcher for the Royals.
Another catcher. There's all the catchers in there.
Oh, no. Let's see if Austin Wells is up. We got an infielder, Jeremiah Jackson.
Wasn't he with the Orioles back in 2019? Or is it someone else I'm thinking of? I just remember the baseball card. He had like hair like hanging out all over the
He started out with the Angels.
With the Angels. Oh, why am I thinking?
Then he went to the Mets, and now he's with Baltimore.
Huh. I'm thinking of somebody. It sounds almost exactly like him. I think it was a 2020 card. Not really a breakout.
Very true. Okay. Bobby's going to increase his batting average, which I can see that. We're talking about Bobby. He's talk of the town.
I'm telling you, man, his glove in the World Baseball Classic was amazing.
It was yeah.
He was. I'm telling you, I thought, oh my God, is that Ozzie Smith out there? No, it's Bobby. He was unreal.
Runner up, they're expecting Jacob Wilson for the A's.
Okay.
For the National League, Luis Ariz.
Always.
Runner up, Bo Bichette.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh. Well, he had a good year last year.
Home runs, Aaron Judge. What a shocker.
Oh, Raleigh. Yeah.
His runner-up, Nick Kurtz. All again revolving around that 4 home run game.
Yeah, I think the runner-up is going to be Cal Raleigh. I'm expecting a little regression from Nick Kurtz. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's the trends are that he's going to regress just a little bit.
National League, Shohei Ohtani.
And I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Ohtani, no doubt.
No doubt. Runner-up, Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Stolen base.
Although I think Schwarber's home runs will be down this year from last year.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they'll be down a little bit.
Okay. What makes you think that?
I don't know. Nothing statistically or anything like that. I just feel like it's going to go down. I mean, he's been. I think he may be kind of due for a little bit of a letdown this year. That's all I'm thinking. I think if there's anything that's going to happen to this team offensively, I think it's probably going to be Schwarber. I think Harper's going to have a better year than last year. Schwarber's going to be down. Everybody else is going to be just about the same. I mean, Turner's going to hit 300. Yeah. And it just depends where they put Schwarber in the lineup. If he's number 2, I'm okay with that. But I would really like to see him you know, like in the 4-hole and Harper in the 3-hole,
Yeah.
you know. But we'll see what happens.
Yep. So for stolen bases, we're looking at Chandler Simpson. I mean, he is the fastest player in the league right now.
Yep. And somebody picked him right before I was going to pick him late in the draft.
Bobby Witt is the runner-up.
Okay.
National League, Ellie De La Cruz. I can expect that. His runner-up is going to be O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz, yeah.
Well, when you're standing at 8'5", I would expect you to.
You're halfway to second base on your second stride.
Exactly. Yeah. Your earned run average, Tarek Schoolball for the Tigers.
Okay.
His runner-up is going to be Garrett Crochet. Schemes for the National League, and Yamamoto as his runner-up. Crochet is going to have a better outing for strikeouts. Runner-up Scooble. Schemes, then Logan Webb. Saves, Andres Munoz for the Mariners. And then his runner-up is going to be David Bednar for the Yankees.
These, you know, going through this seems like pretty safe picks.
I think so too.
It's very safe. It's
walking
almost
on eggshell safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like the way it finished last year. They're not really reaching for anybody or anything like that. There's nothing that's saying, "Whoa, let me think about this." You know, it's kind of like it's very, very bland, very vanilla.
Right.
I mean, we could have done this and just take the top 2 players from each category and put it down, and then got AI to generate something to talk about it, and boom, there we go.
Well, who's to say they didn't do that to make this article?
I think they did.
So for the National League, we're looking at Edwin Diaz, and his runner-up is going to be Mason Miller.
Yeah, I mean, predictable.
Very predictable.
Very, very predictable. Okay, so B says, I will bet Judge does not win MVP this year. Okay.
Oh, I can tell you he's not going to win it. I don't think he's going to go 3-peat.
Who do you think's going to win it? Do you think Bobby's going to win it this year? Or do you think Scooble's going to win it this year? Who else in the American League is going to knock off Aaron Judge? I mean, I can see it happening.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to, like call you out and say that, it's a bold statement, because I think it could happen. I think Bobby could do it. Bobby or Cal.
There was rumors that, and I'm not being biased or whatnot, that was on social media.
Julio
were saying that this was Julio's year.
I mean, you can throw Julio in the mix. Not a problem. Not a problem on my end.
Yeah.
But could it be a pitcher? I mean, could Scooble have that year?
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
All right, last order of business, ranking the top 10 pitching staff in baseball.
Julio is not a real MVP. Not MVP.
You know what, Larkin? I'm gonna leave that one alone. All right, so the top 10
Cal's a one-year
pitching
wonder.
staffs.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so coming in at number 1, it's the Dodgers. Of course.
What is this? Predictions? The power rankings?
Top 10, yeah, kind of like
top 10
power
pitching staffs.
pitchers.
Okay.
Yeah. So number 1 is the Dodgers.
Let's see. Number 2 is going to be Boston.
Mariners.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And they even give you the names of who they're going to have. So the starters would be Brian Wu, Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that.
Absolutely.
All right. Number 3. We have the Phillies. Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, Nola, and Painter. You don't think so?
Wheeler's not back yet.
Well,
they're saying May, but then I also saw the second week of April. But as far as I'm concerned, the Phillies getting incomplete, and I would put them at 5th or 6th right now. At this moment, I would put them at 5th or 6th.
So what is this? The field's worthiness for this list is extremely contingent on the health and effectiveness of Wheeler thoracic outlet syndrome surgery.
Yeah, he had a blood clot in his shoulder.
Okay. All right. Well, number 4, the Red Sox.
Red Sox. Okay. Yeah, I would move the Red Sox up to number 3.
Coming in at number 5, the Tigers.
Wow, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, I would put the Phillies below the Tigers right now. Tigers up to 4th, Phillies in 5th. All right, let's see who's in 6th. I might put the Phillies below them.
The Pirates.
Wow, that is bold. I like the top 2. Bubba Chandler, not proven. Ashcraft and Jared Jones. Wow. They're putting a lot on the shoulders of Paul Skeens. I know Paul Skeens is elite, but one pitcher doesn't make a pitching staff.
No.
No, they got them. They got them too high.
7 are the Yankees.
All right. When is Cole coming back?
That right now, that's still to be determined.
Exactly.
Well, right now, Aaron Boone did say that the Yankees are going to start off with a 4-man rotation.
Ooh. I hope they got a lot of days off in April.
Hopefully.
Yikes.
Number 8, the Brew Crew.
Woodruff, Patrick, Mizrowski, Priester, Kyle
Woodruff, Patrick, Mizrowski, Priester, and Harrison.
Okay.
Number 9, the Blue Jays.
Well, okay. I think the Blue Jays I might move up a little bit, but they just lost.
Okay, so they're looking at
he's
Cole
not even in there. Yeah.
They're looking mid-May for Cole to come back.
Okay.
Okay. Who else we got? Number 10, the Mets.
Peralta, Dave Peterson, Clay Holmes.
That's not a sturdy lineup.
Who are the Giants pitchers? Surprised the Giants didn't make it up in here.
Honorable mentions: the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Royals.
Right.
The Braves.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries in that line in the Braves starting rotation.
The Reds and the Padres.
Yeah, the Reds were good. Padres. Yeah, Padres have a decent line, decent rotation too.
Yeah. But on a good note, the baseball season kicks off this week.
Yeah, about time. It's about damn time.
No, you ain't lying.
And
that's pretty much all that we have for today. And we're slowly getting better with time, which is a good thing. But the topics make it worth the while.
Yeah, if we go over, we go over. That's all.
So other than that, Mike, got anything coming up on the shoot?
Luke. Yeah. Now, Chuck, do you think the Reds are going to get better this year or worse this year? Because I think getting Suarez back is going to be a big help for that lineup. It's going to give Ellie some protection in that lineup. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, Chuck, because that's what I do. Oh, I think they're going to be worse. Okay. All right.
Bold statement.
There we go.
Green is out for half the year at least.
Yeah, I know he's out half the year. I know that.
So besides that, Mike, anything coming up on the infamous post calendar?
I can't plan anything. I think I'm going to jump on Thursday with Jeff. I am going to do a heritage break. I got my hobby boxes in. I got them in at 109 a piece because Fanatics had a drop last Wednesday.
Okay.
And I was surprised to say that I actually won the lottery on that, and I was able to get 2 boxes for 109. And I'm going to pair that up with 2 of the mega boxes. So we'll do a break I'm thinking probably next week at some point. Let's see, when and what are we today? Today we're what, the 23rd? 23rd. So, let's do an April Fool's Day break on next Wednesday. How about that?
Works for me.
We'll do some Heritage, and
There
I'll
you go.
figure out the numbers. It'll be relatively inexpensive. So I'm actually wondering if the mega boxes are going to outproduce the hobby boxes.
Who knows? Arnie has an opening day break.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. I have nothing going on at all. So
I'm just looking forward to baseball.
That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Oh, by the way, for all of you that have T-Mobile as your cell phone carrier, you can download the MLB TV app beginning tomorrow, and you'll pick up the entire season for free.
Nice.
So I've already got my alarm set for that one. But appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and do so. It was fun hanging out with everybody, talking baseball, talking hobby, and we will catch everybody again, same bad time, same bad channel next week. So have a good night, everybody.